Please, Stu, dry your eyes. I know you're devastated. I get it. It's the final episode. The government has cut off funding. The offices have been cleared out, and the bailiffs are threatening to confiscate our priceless Victorian cutlery collection. They may take our knives, but they will never take our freedom. Welcome. What? You can stop that now. Please stop. Welcome once again to the Logalogs Points of View with Tom and Stu. I'm Tom, he's Stu. Say hello, Stu, if you finished crying.
I can't. Because if I say it, I'm ready to end it.
Didn't you've gone far too early, but I thought it'd be at least 2-3 minutes before you started blubbering. Come on, can you hold it together just a little while longer? The beer's coming up, I promise. I promise.
I can't. Wait, when the show's finished, I'll go sober. I don't drink again until season 3.
You have to find a new hobby, unfortunately, but I mean, I know it's going to be difficult, but maybe crocheting. It's pretty thrilling.
I hear cocaine's hip.
I think you misheard me then. I said crochet, not cocaine. Guys,
Michael Caine. Okay, I'll start watching Michael Caine.
Recommended, guys. The season is over, and you didn't even find out who shot JR or Mr. Burns or Phil Mitchell for that matter. You know, a lot of people get shot in cliffhangers. Maybe they should introduce some kind of dramatic washing machine related mishap or tarmac lane tragedy. You know, freshen things up a little bit. Just food for thought. That's
okay.
All I'm offering. Guys, do not fear. Before we go and apply for an employment again, we will tentatively, because it's episode 10, if you hadn't counted, you can use my toes if you need to, exploring the weird, wild world of Wallop, as always, with a couple of personally handpicked and chin-scratched selections. Stu, how are you, buddy? Final show of the season. Have you debated suicide yet, or waiting until after the show?
Oh, it's a daily occurrence, Tom.
Okay, let's not speak about that. I'm all good. Another fabulous 7 days in the life of me, TK Willie, somehow still managing to maintain the illusion of being a well-adjusted young man for another week. It must be the new invisibility cloak I've been wearing to work. This one's good. It's windproof as well as being stylish. Did you say something? Because I feel like you said something, but I didn't. Something a bit deeper that you wanted to kind of...
you rolled right over me with your new high-vis coat on.
Okay, look, we'll talk about the end of the show if you want. Just you and me. We'll have a chat.
I do the editing, you prick.
We rarely get a chance to speak, so it'd be nice, at the end of the show, if we do. This guy, he's ready, waiting, looking at the Grim Reaper over there. In this episode, our spectacular season finale, we will be reviewing a couple of rarer styles. Always dropping the deep cuts on you lot, aren't we, you lucky bastards? A couple of real philanthropists running this show, I tell you. We have a very particular variant of the Scottish ale. We have a take on the classic 80 shilling brew from friends of the show, Broughton's. We'll be, possibly.
Yep.
We'll be getting to grips with their Wee Jock. We also have a slice of vintage velvet. Yes, we're hitting you with Theakston's Old Peculier. Shoot, what's your backstory with the brewskis this evening?
I bought one from Lidl's and the other from Spar.
I meant kind of further back in the past, if you catch your mind.
I did.
Back when you tried them before.
No, neither.
Okay. Awesome, man.
The Old Peculier, smuggled it from one side of Scotland to the other.
I remember
from west to east.
I remember you sending me the pictures. So, we got some smuggled booty to taste test tonight. So I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, big fan of Old Peculier, but really excited to taste the Wee Jock, as it's not one I've sampled before. And we do love their Old Jock. Will we find room in our hearts for a wee one? Little baby, you reckon? I hope so. You look like you haven't made your mind up yet, but I really hope so. So, Stu, are you ready to dive in and check it out? Let's do it.
Let's take the top off this bastard and start drinking.
That's what I wanted to do.
Now wait.
You not get that from what I said?
Which beer? We're going Jock.
We're going Jock, dude. Yeah.
Okay, just for the
Did I
listeners at
not?
home, this is a
Oh,
show.
okay. Oh, what? Do we have to make sure that we say what we're doing at all times?
Just as long as you fucking record it.
Okay. Scratching my nose, sniffing the beer,
Ooh.
checking the sweat levels on my back section.
Oh, it won't be good.
Pretty moist. Yeah, pretty moist. So, buddy, this is the beer we're drinking right now, just to confirm. And let's do said drinking. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Oh, we're going for the pour. I always go too early. I'm just too excited.
You
Lovely
just want to
colour to it.
wrap your lips around that bottle.
I thought you were going to make another joke then. You missed out there, dude.
Aye, sorry.
You'll get one in at some point.
Aye, are you? I don't even want to say it. It's like, Tom, I bet you're no stranger to getting your lips around a wee jock.
Exceptional. Good work, my friend.
Toxic masculinity.
Cheers to that. Yeah, dude.
That's not bad.
Yeah, dude. Interesting.
Lighter than I imagined.
Yeah, quite light. Still kind of got that, almost like a roasted kind of, maybe that's just the hoppiness in it, that I'm tasting. But yeah, it's quite hoppy for an 80 shilling, but very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed.
Now, my only other history with 80 shilling is the cool brewing. Oh God, what did they cry it again? I think it was shit. I've completely forgot the name of their 80 shilling beer.
Are you talking about the 80s revival?
Yes, the one
that was fantastic. Yeah, really, really good. That was kind of like a blend between like a brown ale and kind of, I can't remember, like a mild maybe, if I remember. But that one was really, really good. Yeah, are you getting kind of similar vibes with this one?
It's just in comparison, this one's a lot lighter and maybe I kind of feel like it's definitely got that malty taste to it.
Yeah, really. I mean, I'm getting more like hops, I think, in comparison to that one you mentioned. But yeah, it's still very nice. It's more kind of hops on the back end. It's quite smooth and malty on the initial taste, and then those hops kick in at the very back end. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, this is Wee Jock from Broughton's brewery, standing at a funky 4.4%. We covered their Old Jock in episode 4 of the season. And as I mentioned, this is their take on the classic 80 shilling ale. Broughton, we love them. We have to. They're the only brewer that will answer our calls. They were founded in 1979 in a former sheep station. I don't know whether that's where you fill them up with unleaded hay or you can travel first class on the 940 ram to Perth. But either way, it was established there in the Scottish borders by David Younger and James Collins and was the first initiated Scottish microbrewery. Merlin is their more historical offering, but their big ranges are Hoppo and also Jock, from which we sampled Old, We should have never attended that mixer at the retirement home. And we will most likely get to Stout Jock soon. Overweight athletes need loving too, you know. The only Hoppo I've sampled so far is their proper IPA, which was lovely. But they also offer a session IPA, a 6.2 IPA, and a Hoppo lager. Stu, what's your adventures been like so far? I know you've touched upon it earlier, but how far, in the overall scheme of things, how's it been with Broughton so far?
I think we're more or less symmetrical with what we've had. I've only had the one tin of Hoppo, which was the same one I sent to yourself. The proper IPA, which I think
appreciate
mentioned
that.
like a
West Coast IPA, was it?
Yes, that's it.
Really good, really, really good.
But I love their can design. Just the simple just image of the hippopotamus and just the nice bright coloured backdrops. Like it's kind of definitely like some fancy
really good art
art
design.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good art design to it. Like a lot of kind of heart and soul behind, not only the beer themselves, but also
Mhm.
the designs. But I think did you grab a couple others in the Lidl Beer Festival, the Aldi Beer
I
Festival?
didn't. No.
Ah,
They do have them quite regularly. I think I have seen other hopples about, like
yeah.
bottled as well as canned. So I really just need to get through my backlog of beers just so I could help myself to even more that I haven't tried. But
Man, you were like it with DVDs, and now you're doing the same with beer.
yep,
I,
I
I remember those days.
don't buy any more till you've gotten your way through what you've got already. Even if this one will fucking destroy your liver.
You heard it right here, kids. Man speaking from experience. Oh yes, that's awesome, man. Because yeah, we appreciate you sending that because it's a bit of a rarity down here. Haven't really seen any of this stuff
Hmm.
so far, so it's awesome to kind of sample it. The first, second, third of many, hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah, just to clarify for the people listening at home, we say like 80 shilling. This is the take on the 80 shilling. That would be the equivalent of say a Scottish ale these days. 90 shilling was the wee heavy.
hmm,
So yeah, this is kind of like a throwback to the days of that beer naming or beer currency.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, does
What?
that make sense? If it makes sense to you,
Aye,
then
it's
I'm happy.
what it would have cost you back in the day. Because that's it. People mentioned that 80 shilling was always kind of like your working men's club or like the miners club. That would be the go-to sort of draft. Go there, 80 shilling, just because that was it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think if it's like associated like an old man beer.
I mean, there is an older man on the front cover. Maybe it's trying to tell us something.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean he's distinguished, as are we.
Ah, okay. Such a fine line. Such a fine line. Let's turn down the lights. Get into something a little bit more comfortable. I know I should have sent this G string back. It's far too small. And discuss our say it. You say it. Just because last episode, I feel like you should have a go.
Last beer's drank.
Nearly. I thought you've been practicing it. You messed that up. Do
I
you
feel
want
like
to try
I
again?
got
We
it
can edit
right
this
for the
out.
first time this
You.
season.
I think you might be right, buddy. Stu, stop acting so secretive and spill the beans. What's been
I'm
going on,
sorry.
dude?
I've been
Come on,
drinking
man.
beer.
It's a very
I'm
emotional
sorry. I've
evening.
been cheating
I
on you with
know.
beer.
Heartbroken. Absolutely heartbroken. But as long as I can hear about the sordid details, I'll be happy.
Okay. What can I talk about? Because obviously it's been 2 weeks since we've had a proper
It
natter.
has? Yeah, it has.
So I've had a couple, but are they worth talking about? Probably the notable ones this week was, pardon me, Jesus Christ, Jock, you're getting gassy. My return to Innocent Guns, the original.
Yeah, man. Tell me about this. I really want to hear about this. What has happened? What has occurred? Very interesting
There's,
mystery.
as far as I know, it's just been a rebranding,
Yeah.
just to cause a wee bit of a stushy and boost sales.
Confirmed it's a rebranding.
Yes, they've said new bottle, new name, same beer.
Yeah, because I was a bit confused when you sent me the picture because the names were slightly different, but they seemed like they were kind of describing different beers, kind of similar, but
Yeah.
like I think they've changed the original now to is it a Scottish ale or a
Uh,
Scottish golden beer or something?
well, that's it.
Which
Originally,
sounds a bit
it was
erroneous to me.
a bourbon barrel Scotch ale.
Yeah,
It's now it's now labelled as a Scottish golden beer.
very strange. Because to me, it's 100% not a golden beer, so it's
Hmm.
very strange that it's been retitled that. Do you know the other thing I could think of with summer coming up? It's been rebranded as kind of a lighter kind of
Hmm.
You know,
It's
down with the
Scottish. It's
kids.
gold. It's beer.
Yeah, maybe,
Like
buddy. That's the only thing I
this.
can think. But wasn't the? Didn't you say the other one? It was, I think, Caribbean rum
Yeah.
barrel. So that's
Something
similar,
like that.
but again, it's a little bit tweaked,
Ah,
isn't it?
that's the replacement for the what was it? The Red Sky.
Yeah, Red Sky. Was it Red Sky Red Beer? Maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Red Ale, or and now that's just. I feel like it is.
Oh,
This
Blood
is
Red
them.
Sky. Sorry.
So I feel it's just like right. We've changed it up for summer. We're making the bottles because that's it. It was just nice dark brown bottles before. Now it's these light clear bottles where it's just showing off the colors of the beer. So
Mm.
it's just maybe kind of like trying to give it that summery fling to it.
Yeah, man, you're right. You're right, buddy. That's the only thing I could think of. Because the lager looks the same.
Yeah.
From what you sent me, that appears to be kind of unchanged.
And I was literally just tried one like, and 10 minutes later, I said, "Right, I'm going to open the original, the one I'm used to, just to make sure." And I'd take two
Sick.
swigs, and I just kind of like stopped 2 steps into the living room and looked at my wife and just went, "They're the same." Quickly, put the tinfoil hat on. It's the same fucking beer.
Tinfoil
It-
hats are definitely grounds for divorce, from what I
It's
hear.
like all the beers, they all just come up with stupid fancy names, but it's all the same. I knew golden beer and Scotch ale were the same.
It's not like you were doing 2 seasons of a beer podcast. You know what I mean?
Like, this is not East Coast, you lying bastards.
Controversial, very controversial. No, I have not spotted the new changes yet. I have noticed a severe lack of Innocent Gun recently, but I have not noticed the new designs yet. But I'm gonna keep on the lookout. But just glad that they've not been changed because, yeah, the originals we know and love. Thanks for clearing that up, Stu. I really appreciate that. We've solved that mystery, which is fantastic. Is there anything else that you've been tucking into you'd like to mention?
I did try a tropical IPA
Mm.
from Drygate.
Okay. How was that?
It wasn't half bad. They titled it as Tropes. It was a
Hmm.
pineapple, passion fruit, and orange IPA.
Hmm.
And yeah, this was like Drygate was the same guys that I tried the Bareface Lager, the Lager Shandy.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
really
Yeah.
disappointed me.
Yeah, I remember you saying about that. Yeah. So these are the
So
same guys. How was
yes,
this compared to it?
a lot better. This was 6.5%
Ooh.
on it.
Tasty. Very
So
tasty.
it definitely had a nice bitterness to it, but it kind of had the right fruity, malty taste where like it almost harkens back to memories of like Mbongo.
Really? That kind of vibe.
Yeah, like they
Nice, man.
really
Sounds good.
nailed the tropical flavor, like just the aftertaste. Like
Awesome, man. Awesome.
mm,
Was it like a beery taste to it, or was it very just fruity? Kind of more like a,
no, it definitely had like that strong malty taste to begin with,
ah,
and
yeah,
then just
yeah.
all the flavors that came out after it. And as you got through the can, the fruitiness came out more.
Ah, okay. That's
So
awesome, man.
it was a nice
Fantastic.
little surprise.
Yeah, sounds lovely, dude. Is there anything else that you'd like to bring to this beer show and tell?
No, I had like a garden party a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I attended one, and
You
I
never
had
host one. It's
no.
just madness.
Yeah, I just show up at them with beer. But I finished off a Cold Town Beers Summer Ale, which
Mm.
was um like lovely. It was a peach beer, sort of like a summer ale, but it
Yeah.
was like it says on the can peach beer, and to be honest, wasn't half bad.
Was there any peach flavor to it, or
Kind of. It's usual you crack it open and you get that hint, that wee
a little
snifter.
taste? Yeah.
But no, it was a nice little treat. I'm definitely interested in trying more from Cold Town Beer or Cold Town Brewing, which is another Edinburgh-based brewery. So I've seen that they've been advertising like tours of their brewery, but just at very select dates, like this weekend, next weekend. Like, all right, I'll keep an eye on you guys for August.
Oh, that'd be amazing, man. Yeah, I've got all this to kind of look forward to now with everything reopening. I've got a few that I've had in my sights. Just watch this space, ladies and gents. Is that everything that you've been consuming past couple of
Yeah,
weeks too?
if people really want to know what every single tin that's passed my
Plug
lips,
incoming, plug incoming.
Instagram at the Lacquer Logs.
Woo! Check it out, guys. Check it out.
Now,
Sounds like you've had a great couple of weeks, buddy. Yeah, sounds like
mhm,
that. I've got a few to highlight, if that's okay with you, if you have the time.
yes, go for it.
Okay. Last weekend, I managed to score a Burton Strong Ale
Moving
from.
on.
I thought this was going to be quite an interesting one, but okay. What else have I got? I got Carling. That's it.
Right, go on, Thomas.
Right.
Tell us what you've been drinking, you little booze hound.
This was from. I sampled this one from Tower Brewery, which it's a particular. What just hit the deck? You playing drafts over there again? You should be concentrating on what I'm saying,
I
dude.
just
Come
lost the
on.
game of pitchy. I'm sorry.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
This- this-
This was like the Burton Strong Ale is a particular variant of the Strong Ale, so I was pretty thrilled to finally try it as it's not one that I've had before. And yeah, it tasted to me like a very strong IPA with a real burst of hops, but weirdly has quite a muted overall taste in comparison to other strong ales. Doesn't really have the kick you'd expect from a 6%er. Very curious to investigate that particular style a bit more, though. I think you dig it, man. If you see it, I'd pick it up. It's Tower Brewery's Burton Strong Ale, and
Right.
yeah, very interesting, man. Like a lot more hoppier version of the strong ale.
Okay.
And finally, speaking of Innocent Gun, after a long and arduous back-breaking search, which has spanned nearly 2 seasons, I finally tracked down Innocent Gun Lager beer.
Ooh.
Woo! Managed to grab 4 cans of it. I think I told you, from a local B&N. Funnily enough, shout out. Yeah, it was fantastic, dude. It falls very easily into the international or premium pale lager style for me, with a taste that's got a lot going on. It's like hoppy, but it's sweet. It's got almost like a buttery back end to it, which I know sounds
Okay.
weird, but
Mm-hmm.
it's what I'm getting from it, or was getting from it. Very refreshing, very sessionable. I was reading it's made with like golden oats or something,
Hmm.
which is more sweetness than regular grains, so it explains the overwhelming kind of flavor, or the kind of very punchy flavor that it
Aye.
has. A lot. Another banger from Innocent Gun, dude. I think this was obviously pre-makeover. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is not. Yeah, this was not kind of one of the new versions, but I will keep my eye out for those. And last weekend I went super classy with a can of Super Kestrel on the train. This was something maybe a bit too bitter, maybe a bit too sweet.
Right.
I felt like I was losing brain cells as I drank it. It really knocked me for six. It's like barley wine that's lost custody of its kids. In terms of Scottish hobo favourites, I like Tennant Super a lot better.
Right.
That's only 8% compared to Kestrel's 9, and with the former being more of a strong pilsner, it's a bit of a classier beverage to drink at your next family gathering or dirty protest. I'd recommend that instead. But have you tried either of these two?
No,
No?
no, I've
Any
heard. I have
temptation?
heard, but no.
You've heard it on the grapevine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You turn the Kesher upside down, it's only 6%. So start from the bottom and you're all good.
Recommended drinking style from Stuart Sutherland. There, guys. But yeah, that was it, really, man. I had a pretty good couple of weeks with some nice discoveries, which has been awesome. But Stu, what do you think about this beer, bud? Let's kind of
Yeah,
finalize our thoughts.
it's a delicious wee ale.
Mm.
Well, do we get to call it an ale? I
Yeah,
like how I said it and then
it's a Scottish
instantly
ale.
doubted myself.
No, it's a Scottish ale, but I mean the equivalent these days would be a Scottish ale. The only thing, the closest thing we've done this season to it would be McCoon's.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is more a vintage style, but they're both Scottish ales. How do you feel? Well, how would you compare that to this one to that one?
What, like the export?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I reckon maybe this coming across as a wee bit classier.
Agree. Yeah, agree. A bit more complex.
Yeah.
Bit more going on. Yeah, I definitely would agree. It's a bit more hoppy than I expected, but it is nice. It is
Mhm.
nice. I think Old Jock is probably still the winner for me, or still kind of on top for me. But this is a very, very good effort as well. Awesome. Are you ready for our second beer?
Yes, let's go for this legendary ale.
Right, I'm looking forward to this one, man. It's been a while since I've had an Old Peculiar. Let's crack it open. Can't believe the bottle opener you sent me has lasted more than 4 cans.
Hey,
Miraculous. Oh, smells good.
smells more intense than the last beer.
I think it should be, with it being an old ale and it being a 5.6%. This bad boy is.
Dark.
This is Old Peculiar's legendary ale. Yeah, this is unpasteurized, so something to take notes, something to take note of while you're having a go on it.
Mm-hmm.
But cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Mmm. Yes, yes, yes. You look a bit confused. What's your thoughts,
Yeah,
buddy?
it
What's your thoughts,
was
bud?
a lot smoother than
Hmm.
I expected. I was kind of expecting a more intense sort of bitterness to it,
Yeah.
but no, it was just a nice, easy gulp of ale.
Yeah, I think so, man. Do you think the 5.6 is a bit misleading?
Possibly. Like, I would say it would be more like the Wee Jock. The Wee Jock maybe had a bit more of a
Zing
yeah,
zinginess
more of
to
a
it. Yeah, yeah,
not quite a
definitely.
kick, but I would definitely would have thought that would have been the 4.6.
Interesting, man. Interesting. Right. Okay. You enjoy that, buddy. Soak it all in. I'm gonna tell the people about this brewski. Here we have Old Peculiar, a classic historical old ale, standing at a fantastic 5.6% from Yorkshire brewery Theakston's. Founded in Marsham in 1827, they are one of Britain's oldest family brewing companies. Outside beer, they sponsor the Old Peculiar Crime Writing Festival, the
Oh,
biggest of its genre, and the Theakston Old Peculiar Crime Novel of the Year. Bigger than the Nobel, that prize is.
bigger than the Stabbies.
In That's a great ceremony. In 1988, Paul Theakston, managing director since the 60s, left the company and formed Black Sheep Brewery. I don't know whether you've seen that around, but the two have been bitter rivals
Oh,
ever
yeah.
since. But yeah, a great brewer in their own right with some very interesting brewskis. We might get to them next season. Old Peculiar would be Theakston's flagship brew, but they also do a fantastic best bitter, which is easily one of my favourite draft beers, and not just because it was the only bitter we had on tap in my old job and it was all I drank for 12 months. That has nothing to do with it. It's just a great drink. I've seen their XB strong bitter around a lot, but never pulled the trigger, so it's definitely next on my list. They also do a mild, which I've never been able to track down, but really want to. But yeah, definitely a company that focuses on very traditional styles and flavors. This is technically classed as an old ale. Old ales tend to have a lot in common with both strong ales and barley
Mm.
wine, but this one's defining characteristic is a flavor that takes on qualities from the barrel it's aged in.
Okay.
So you should be getting a bit of wood and metal, really, from not just yet. You wait till the thing I'm going to show you a bit later. That's where it's time to get wood. But yeah, so it should be getting a
Cheeky bastard.
quite a unique flavor from it, a bit different from those two that I mentioned. So before we get to our second and main feature of the evening, I'd just like to take a moment to shout out fans of the show, Tangled Cum and Blue Moo 17 for submitting questions in our last competition we had on social media. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the episodes, stocking fillers. We just haven't managed to find a place to fit them in this season. But promise we'll get to them in season 3. So stay tuned, guys. Now we've had the potatoes. Let's jump into the meat, the prime rib, the filet mignon. Guys, it's, drumroll please, top 5 beers of the season. Talk about, the Nobels. This is the award ceremony everyone's going to be raving about. I'm excited. Stu is excited. I can tell. I can feel it. I can smell it all the way through Skype. Honestly, it's going to be this. I'm just excited, dude. That's all it is. I'm kind of ready for it. Do you want to start first? You want to hit me with that number 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to do our 5 guys, and then we're going to talk about a few that maybe didn't make the cut a bit after that. But yeah, go for it, mate.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to welcome our audience to the second annual Loggies.
Where's your tux, dude?
I know, my tux t-shirt's in the tumble dryer. I'm sorry.
Okay. Excuses.
So, now, my 5 are in no particular order. Because I'm a lazy bastard.
Can you not just do it now?
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna look at the first one in the list, and that's my number 5.
Oh, go for it, babe.
It's Banks is Mild.
Wow, man, I'm so happy this made your top 5, dude. So happy, man. Really glad you enjoyed it, man. Why has it made your top 5? Please explain, Stu.
I just found it better than Boddington's Draft Bear. Just obviously similar style, but that one, I don't know, just enjoyed sucking into that a little bit more than the buddies.
Definitely, yeah. I see them really as kind of different beasts, but yeah, very kind of comparable. But yeah, man, I'm glad you really enjoyed that one, dude. That one has made my list also. We'll have to see where it lies. My number 5 is Hop House 13.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, great beer. I'd had on draft before, but I think having it out of the bottle really sold it to me as a great premium lager. For a lager to make my top 5, I am shocked, but this has that crafty but not too crafty flavor to it, and it's one I turn to frequently now when I fancy something crisp and refreshing. Great stuff. Yeah, really great stuff. What would be your number 4, Stu?
Well, you didn't just drop a legendary ale, did you?
We're drinking a legendary ale. Okay. Has this already made your list?
No.
You only had 3 sips.
Sorry, no, I thought you just knocked the fucking bottle over.
No, it was the coaster. Unfortunately, is a bit sticky, but
fair enough. But yes,
I mean most things in my room are sticky, to be honest. But
number 4,
they'll dry.
Let's just put a line through what I had there.
Okay, what you doing crossword?
I did have Old Jock Scotch Ale, and I'm knocking that one out. Old Jock's having to take a seat. He's needing to make room for Wee Jock.
No way!
Yeah.
What a controversial last minute pick.
I think in comparison, I would go for Wee Jock.
Really? Oh man, that's awesome. I'm really glad you enjoyed it, dude. Wow, that's extremely controversial. So, was Old Jock in the list initially?
Yes. The list of beers that have...
Oh, man.
The majority of them are all scored out, apart for the final 5. And if I had a pen, Old Jock would have been scored out now.
Oh, man. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, really, really glad you enjoyed it, man. Bit controversial.
I'm
Last
glad you were
minute,
sitting down.
last minute change. I mean, yeah, I was close to fainting to be honest when I heard you utter those words. But awesome, dude. My number four. It's already been mentioned. It's Boddington's, an old favorite, always reliable. I think I mentioned on the episode itself. It's not the most flavoursome beer, not the most complex beer, but
Hmm.
I love the comforting creaminess of it, and it's one I can always drink quite a few tins of in a single session. But yeah, number
Hmm.
four, Stu, what's your number three?
My number three, I am going for Cobra World Beer.
Wow! Now this has surprised me. This has surprised me. If I remember, you were a bit lukewarm on it.
Yeah, as maybe just in hindsight, we're looking at the list
Yeah.
of, you know what, just a Cobra is probably your nice, cheap little lager.
Mm.
Whereas, like,
It was
we've,
definitely unique. It definitely had like a unique texture and a unique taste
yeah,
compared to a lot of other lagers.
it's definitely the type of beer that fuels those nights where you go out with old work friends, you pay a
Yes.
fiver to get into a club you didn't want to go to. They've got the rave and dance hall on one side, you opt out for the karaoke room on the next side, and you and your pal are talking, say, we're Cobra in our hands, saying, aye, no, we should definitely do this all the time. Me and you, aye, all the time. I've never seen. I've never seen that man since that night.
Never. Never. Yeah, man, that's
I
yeah,
blame the
dude.
Cobra for that confidence.
Yeah, man, I agree. That's kind of one way of looking at it. It's definitely a very sessionable beer for sure. I didn't think it had that kind of je ne sais quoi
Mhm.
needed to make my top five, but yeah, I definitely kind of see your reasoning behind it, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And anytime I see it in home bargains now, I'm like, man, I should probably send Craig a text. Nah, fuck off.
If I remember, me and Craig were supposed to do that, hot air balloon ride together, but maybe not. Did we say we were going to go skydiving tomorrow? I don't know.
Banks is mild will do. Who's Craig? That's okay, let's go.
Banks helps you to forget. That's it's always done for me. Awesome, dude. Yeah, my number three would be already been mentioned, Old Jock. I can't. There's no way I could take
Can't
that
put the
out.
clock.
I could not put the Wee
Sorry.
Jock in.
Sorry.
There's no way I could, move it for Wee Jock. I mean, Wee Jock's great, but this is just simply one of the best Scotch ales out there. It's got caramel notes. It's treacly. It's not
Mhm.
too strong. I think it's one you could probably have a few of and still enjoy putting it back. And it's joined the elite ranks of my go-to beers now.
Oh.
So yeah, man. I think I don't want to say it's kind of. I don't want to say it takes champions position because I think that might still be number one for me, but it's very close in terms of Scotch ales.
Mhm.
But yeah, fantastic brewski, dude. What's your number two?
My number two is Williamsboro's Joker IPA.
Really? Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting, man. Yeah, throw me a bit of a put a bit of spanner in the works there.
Yeah.
I didn't expect this at all, dude.
It's just purely, I think, down to the fact that I do like a nice IPA.
Yeah,
And I
man.
remember when we were drinking Joker, it was like, you know what, this is all right. It's not amazing, but fuck, I didn't half feel hammered by the time I finished it. Like it snuck up
Good night.
on me.
It's good night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like this has gotten me more pissed than I expected. Well done, Joker. The
number
joke's on
number
me.
two. Yeah, if I remember, I think we were saying it's more of a like starter IPA. It was quite a light taste to it, if I remember. But
Yeah.
again, probably goes hand in hand with its drinkability. So
Mhm.
maybe you're onto something there. But interesting, very interesting choice, dude. My number two would be Guinness Foreign Extra.
Oh yes.
Yeah, man. I mean, Guinness's second beer on my list. Who would have thunk it? In terms of stout, it's one of my favorites. Got that warm, syrupy, roasted flavour, and it's not really a sessionable beer, but it's full of flavour. And yeah, man, in terms of my rankings of Guinness, it's up there, man. It's up there. I think the West Indies Porter, might slightly, might slightly edge it out. Yeah, slightly, dude. But they're both fantastic bevies, and the Foreign Extra is gorgeous, man. Absolutely gorgeous. But guys, the suspense is killing me, as I know it is you. Stu, what's your number one? Number one pick of the Lager Logs Season 2. Lay it on us.
Pause for dramatic effect.
What?
I think you've left Pornhub open. Just minimize that tab.
Hold on. I thought that was on incognito, but maybe. Oh no, it's in my history now. Shit.
As long as it's not on your Bluetooth, you're all right.
I'll be deleting my Google activity for 3 days straight.
Oh, I just threw his fucking laptop in the river. Why? History cleared.
No, please give us your number one pick.
It's probably obvious, but Hop House Lager 13.
Good
pick,
it is.
You said it yourself. It's just a delicious, sessionable little lager that's just, it's spot on. It's definitely, I could see myself buying more of these in the future as just a reliable little lager for a night out.
100%, man. 100%. Yeah, completely agree with your assessment there. Fantastic brewski. My number one. Do you know? I feel like you might know. I don't know.
Could it be from Witchwood Brewery?
This season, no, definitely not.
I feel we knocked back at least 2 of their beers this season.
We did. But so, my number one.
Oh wait, pause for dramatic effect. It's done. Good night.
You only give him £1 or £2 a week pocket money. That's dreadful. Stu, it's dreadful.
He's lying at his arse. He gets no pocket money.
Nice. Are you ready to hear my number one? I'm gagging to let you know. Right, a bit of silence and then I'll lay it on you.
That's what she said.
My number one pick.
Copperberg Fruit Lager.
Yeah, Banks is mild. Was that dramatic enough or not? I feel
it sounded anticlimactic, but I think it's just your delivery.
That's far too subdued. It had to be. It's like an old friend. It's the absolute maltiest beer on the list.
Just welcoming an old friend into your mouth.
It is. You don't realise that. I haven't done that since that time in the Arboretum toilets. I just love the biscuity, bready flavour, the kind of tease of toffee it has. It's got such a satisfying feeling to it.
Okay.
And I think that pushes it into the top spot for me. But man, I'm so happy it made your list, dude. I'm glad that... I mean, not a lot of new discoveries for me this season, but a lot of old favourites. Or in terms of not a lot of discoveries for me that have made the list, but a lot of old favourites. And I've been happy... to share them with you, buddy. It's been great. So, fantastic lists from both of us, I think. You really kind of surprised me with a couple there, dude, which is awesome. But yeah, I mean, in terms of wild cards or honourable mentions, do you have one that you'd like to speak about?
Looking at a list.
Any that kind of slightly well, it didn't make the list, but only by kind of like a...
Well, I would maybe throw it out an honourable mentions to the Bacchus cherry beer for just being different.
Yeah, I agree. I think both the lefts and the Backhouse, I think it was hard because neither of them screamed beer for me.
Yeah.
And that's strictly personal preference, like quality completely aside. I mean, they're great drinks. It was just hard for me to stick it in there with other brewskis, which I felt kind of said spoke to me a bit more.
Aye.
You know, my wild card. I don't know whether you would agree. My honourable mention would be Blue Moon.
Oh yeah.
Really surprising,
Good
man. You
shout.
know, you
Mm-hmm.
read in the back and you got wheat, orange peel, coriander, oats. It doesn't sound to me like a very palatable beer, but it's one I've returned to recently, and it you know really hits a spot if you're looking for a very refreshing brew that's a little different. Great discovery. Another one, as I said, or as I was mentioning, it's a bit too strange for it to me to really make my list, but
Aye.
great kind of nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
What's your to get into kind of the juicy the kind of juicy goss? I think that's what the kids call it these days. What's your dishonorable mention of the
Yeah.
season?
Well, I don't like to be negative on the podcast. We know that. So
Purple Panther Porter.
you bastard stole it for me.
It's mine too. I'm so glad you said the same.
Mm-hmm. Like, a part of me is like, oh, I could throw Copperberg under the bus, but it's like, you could drink the Copperberg,
It
though.
was drinkable, man. It's very drinkable. Yeah, it's very drinkable.
So,
But the
but,
Purple Panther, yeah.
yeah. Purple Panther Porter.
Yeah. It kind of sucked, dude. Again, I think it was really the only one of the season that was just, well, probably not the only one. I think, thinking about it, my award of dishonorable mention would probably go to Hawkshead Red Ale because
Yeah.
it disappointed me. But on top of that, the effort to track it down and then ship it
Yep.
to you, and then for you to then pour salt in my wounds by telling me it was in Home Bargains,
Yep.
it's enough to drive a man to drink.
Pause for dramatic effects, I guess.
Drank a bit too much then.
That happens every show. We always just drink a little too much.
So I'm okay. Thank you for asking if I'm okay.
I hope you're not going to end up like Mad Mickelson in the Oscar award winning another round.
I thought it was just available on iTunes now.
Still not. In cinemas this summer.
Guys, go and see it. We've already spoke about it. Come on, dude. Cinemas are back open now. There's no excuse. But yeah, I mean, Stu, great season. Some great beers. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention, or any kind of maybes for you, or things of that nature?
Maybe what?
Well, maybe did you like them, or maybe not?
I think I've said my piece.
Yeah, that's fine. Just I didn't want to shut you down already. If you had other things to say,
Yeah. Everyone knows about the Leffy ordeal.
we do. Yes, please. If you don't, listen to episode insert at a later date. The episode number
6 or 7.
Post production. Awesome. Yeah, that was our loggies. 2K21. Hope everyone enjoyed them. Been a fantastic journey for us. What do you think about this beer, Stu? I mean, I'm tempted to kind of revise my list now after sipping on this for the last. But
it's all right. It's got that nice pale bitterness towards the end, but I probably wouldn't go for another.
Okay, man. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I think it's a bit of an acquired taste. The old ale is. It's as you say. Yeah, it might be a bit misleading in terms of the strength of it in comparison to the taste. But yeah, I mean, I really like it. On draft, it's on cask. It's really, really good as well. Might translate a little bit better to cask rather than the bottle, but still think it's a fantastic brewski. Guys, that's it. It's time to sign off on this episode, and also sadly, season 2 of the Lager Logs. It's been an absolute joy, a privilege, and it's been something to do in the evenings. Taking the neighbours' wheelie bins for a joyride has its limitations. It's at the Lager Logs for our social media. We like to post pictures. We like to picture post. Thinking about those long brown envelopes with the bubbles inside is my personal go-to. I like imagining them. Stu, what's going on over there at the moment?
Well, we've
Something
done it.
about something about 2 and 0 and another 0. What does it all mean?
Tom, in
Yeah.
the fast traveling world of social media, that's already in the past.
What?
Tom, we're already back to 198. 198 is the new 200s. I wanted us to hit 200 for our season 2 finale. That's why it has been delayed by like 4 weeks, just so I could bump those numbers up. I get there, I share the post, the 2 bottles of Innocent Gun with a little picture saying 200 followers, and I know there's
What?
some cunt out there that saw that and was like, 200 followers, not for much longer. Unfollow, prick.
You think this was an act of sabotage?
So I feel like we
Some kind of
climbed,
conspiracy theory you got boiling over
yeah,
here.
that we've climbed that social mountain, the social media mountain. We reached the peak of 200. Whilst it's a little peak, we've made it, and then some ruddy old cunt has put their boot in our face and knocked us down 2 steps.
Oh, that's
Damn
wow.
it.
Do you know what? I shouldn't have had that argument with my mom and my dad. Do you know what I mean? I really regret it now. If I knew that this was going to happen, this was going to be, I think I've just lost control of my brain then, unfortunately.
Yeah, you had to be shut down.
I said
Like
shut down then, to be honest.
Fuck, you went to Windows 7 on us.
Been a bit of a long day.
So yes, it's not a bad thing. You just look at these things and laugh. The fact that we recognised, we saw ourselves, we hit 200, we've climbed, we've reached that goal. It's now time for another cheeky little competition.
Competition, yeah, we got a competition we're going to be dropping very soon, right?
Yeah, I think as the time we're recording this, I feel by the time it gets to the new week, like Monday, maybe the same time as this episode airs, you could go onto our Instagram at the Lagerlogs, and we should have a little post up there with a mystery box.
Ooh.
What's in the box?
What's in the box, though? That's what everyone wants to know.
So I am going to acquire 4 tins of beer. You see them in the shops. There's like a little £5 box. It could be like from Vocation. It could be from Brewdog, although they're getting dragged over the coals just now. It could be from Goose Island. Like, could be a cheeky little 4-pack wrapped up in some special Lagerlogs wrapping paper.
It's a surprise, dude. It's a surprise for the people, but also, you know what? You know, we were saying before about what the inside that counts, or on the inside that counts. I think now in this situation, it's on the outside that counts because, as you said, Lagerlogs wrapping paper. Okay, hitting stores December 24th. Okay. Do you know what? That's when everyone does their Christmas shopping, right?
Made to order.
So that's when we're going to make it available.
Yeah. So, yeah, to be in the challenge with winning 4 tins of lovely, lovely beer, we're going to have our mystery IPA wrapped in a box.
Yes.
So to be in with a chance of winning it, just go onto our Instagram, look for that lovely little box of beer, and just read the show posts, because we're going to use it as the jumping off point for our season 3.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
guys, yeah, keep on the lookout for that. I mean, during the break between seasons, the Instagram is going to be as busy as always. So yeah, we'll keep on the lookout for that amongst other things. Do you think it's true?
Yeah. That's it. The beer will continue.
The beer will continue. Yeah, thank you guys for being here, enjoying the show on this fine, I want to say Sunday. Monday good for you.
Let's go
Monday
for Monday.
Good for you. I mean, maybe you just got back from church, or maybe you're starting dinner, or maybe committing some sort of war atrocity. I wish you luck in all your current endeavors. In terms of listenership, we'll take what we can get. Before we go, I want to shout out Dirty Stew. My main man, Scotty Too Hottie. My boys, Jack and Jim at Jin Lee Chinese Restaurant. My home piece, Third Degree Burns. The Brew Gooders. Nescafe. Royal Mail Postal Service. Global Wines, and anyone else I've forgotten that supported me personally this season. And to the haters, your mom's gastric bypass surgery didn't work. I can tell. It's obvious it was not successful.
Jesus
She's
Christ.
large. She's large. Any closing words?
You know, in the words of Ozzy Osbourne, school's out for summer. School's out forever.
That was Alice Cooper. So, but I mean, I appreciate the kind of
Don't fucking argue with
it's the thought. It's the thought that counts. But
we could have left that on a good note. That could have the music could have just played there with that historic quote.
I didn't want you to look silly.
Don't correct me.
Just trying to. Okay. Well, we'll see you all later in the year, and please
fuck season 3.
Join us again then for our next go round the Maltberry Bush. Bon voyage, Foodhounds.
You won me back.
Say goodbye, Stu.
You punny bastard. Goodbye, Stu. Why did you have to refer to YouTube to get some greeting fist cunt when you could do it equally fine yourself?
I can't do it at the same time, man.
There was
my ventriloquism. My ventriloquism is not that potent.
You're only a yellow belt.
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, Stu. Sorry, man.
Fair enough.
Oh man, I still haven't finished this brewski yet. Put a lamp on, dude.